What did Florence and the Machine say while playing Riichi Mahjong? Calling a pawn for a triple, it said. A Riichi call is a 1K bet. When we're down in South 4 and you're begging for more, will you call con on the bamboo 4? Welcome back to Mahjong Soul. My name's Yusong. If you've ever wondered what it was like to be in Paris at the end of the 19th century to see Toulouse-Lautrec depict the Moulin Rouge for the first time, you just got it. I'm trying to say I'm trying to facetiously say it's a moment of artistry. Welcome back to Mahjong Soul. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are. Look, I'm telling you right now, Dreamgirl's voice, and I am telling you, I'm not demoting, okay? I'm clinging on to dear life. I'm like a singular blade of grass in the sidewalk of the Tucson sun. Forget the unforgiving heat. I'm gonna grow anyway. Speaking of unforgiving heat, I will say this. I'm trying to record earlier and earlier in the mornings because here's the thing about sunny Southern California. It's kind of a desert sometimes. And so it is like, it is 90 plus every single day for like the next week or so. And it's already been that way for the past week or so. So I'm try not to let the heat make me too drowsy. Try not to let the heat make me too sluggish, dull the senses so that I can't play Mahjong that well. Hang on, I gotta check that the BGM is on. All right, nice. He has that trauma instilled in him now of accidentally turning the BGM off, and get ready for me to check it a bunch of times in the game. All right, this is a good hand. It's looking like an all simples hand, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What would we open up this hand for? I think the only thing we would open up this hand for is specifically a 4 of characters, right? The only thing that's not bona fide all simples in this hand is this 2-3 weight. We can't exactly accept a 1 of characters in our hand if we want to go open style gaming with it, right? Again, there's that 1 of characters that we were talking about, but there's that 4 of characters, and despite what it looks like, we are now 1 tile away from Tenpai. Would happily pawn a 8 of characters or a 2 of... I would happily pawn anything. I'll get rid of my more dangerous tile sooner rather than later. So, Right Lord has a fairly obvious hand. You've heard of the Fairly Odd Parents, but what about this? A fairly obvious hand. They pawned the Northwind. That's peculiar, because they're not sitting in the North seat. And this certainly isn't the North round. So, they haven't discarded any character tiles, and we can assume from that they're going for some kind of flush in the character suit. Bad news for them, I got some 7s and 8s that are burning a hole in my pocket. I'm not gonna let those go forever, maybe. I'm gonna try to use them in order to win. It's gonna be tough if they also happen to have a lot of 7s and 8s in their hand, right? That's gonna get a little awkward. It's gonna get a little adorkable, not gonna lie to you. I don't know what's exactly safer here, that 2 or the 1. If we get a 3 of bamboo in this hand, would I ever call Riichi on a 2-pair weight? Wow, you're gonna make me do it. I mean, Right Lord's forcing it. Here's the thing though, we started out friends. It was cool, but it was all pretend. I know, dude, if we draw into our winning tile, so be it. So be it. Punish me, Zaddy. Punish me, okay? You wanna punish me? Go right ahead. The reason that I don't want to do this is because Right Lord has a half flush. That's a pretty scary hand. It's not the scariest hand in the world, and it's an open half flush. It's not like we would have been able to run there anyway. I did not necessarily want to risk my Riichi only hand, to deal into a half flush. Maybe they got a red 5, maybe they got all triplets, maybe they got a pure straight, right? Things that are commonly associated with half flushes. It's defensive play. Mr. Gorbachev, have that wall mightily intact. I'm not going for 13 memes here, okay? We are playing some Billy Bean baseball today. We are going normal mode Mahjong. A Crosslord gets tilted because they had a good hand. So be it. Get Yugimoto mind crushed because I didn't like the way my hand was looking. All right, so this is an interesting hand. 3 pairs in our hand, no album out. A lot of 5s in our hand. Maybe we can get like a mixed triple sequence around the 5s somewhere. Drawing into a 3, 4, 5. That's not bad. I think what we're supposed to do, unfortunately, is discard the Doro. We got some pretty strong shapes in the rest of our hand. It'll certainly sting if we draw another one, but maybe something that we could have done is discard the 9 of bamboo, keep the east one alive. But now, but then you can no longer accept a third 9 of bamboo, which, by the way, we'd happily take in this hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me that you love me more. Here's the thing. There's a part of me that wanted to throw the 9s for all simples. Dude, call me a simp. Call me a simp. Okay? You think I'm above sliding into the DMs and going, haha, you're so cute, haha? I'm not. Okay? I'm a sick hooligan. Okay? I don't know what to discard here. I genuinely don't know what to discard here. I'm so scared. I'm genuinely so scared. We need a pair in our hand. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. We needed a pair in our hand, and I didn't want to throw away that. If you wanted to pause the video right there and tell me what the right throw was, I will gladly listen to you, but we needed a pair in our hand, and I was thinking about the 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, the pure double sequence. There's a world where we discard the red 5 too, right? Especially if we draw into Tenpai with a 2 of circles. I suppose that there's nothing else that can be done in that situation except like wait a little. Left Lord calls the Riichi. We have a safe tile, and we have some hashtag Suji Gaming. They might be setting a Suji trap here, but it's kind of impossible, right? They can't have a pair of the 9s. They could be on a single tile wait for the 9. That's still possible, but they can't have a 7, 8 wait. So this feels like our next safest tile. We don't really have anything else. This hand was good. It was one of those very risky situations where, hang on, I'm gonna discard a 9, and then maybe we can get away with discarding an 8 and try to get into Tenpai before the end of the game. If not, I'll probably just like Bing fold or something. Maybe discard this, try to get a 5, 6, 7. Ooh, okay. That's not that bad. The 8 is gonna be safe. We can still maybe get into Tenpai if we're feeling lucky. Call me an underused feature on Google's website. Dude, speaking of underrated things, that Florence and the Machine song, Rabbit Heart, underrated. I don't know where it stands on the global Florence and the Machine power rankings, but that's a great song. It's a great song. There's a video of I mean, nobody cares about this, but there's a video of them performing at Coachella. Well, that's not true. Maybe you were there. It's a video of them performing at Coachella, and they're doing that song, and it's so cool. Here's the thing. This is actually safe, but I think in order to... So this is safe for Left Lord. I've ran out of time because I'm talking about Florence and the Machine at Coachella. Oh my God, Yusong. Jeez Louise, get your head in the game. Zac Efron style. Okay, we're 1 tile away from Tenpai. It doesn't even matter. But I think we played that hand pretty well. I think we played that hand pretty well. Luckily for us, they have Riichi Pinfu Sumo Red 5. No Orodora. Lucky. But they didn't get the pure double sequence for the Mangan. Good Mahjong. Keep your eye on the ball. Watch the bat hit the ball. Watch the tiles hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Yes. Okay, maybe a half flush in the circle suit. Let's hope that we draw into some more circle tiles or some more honor tiles. I would not necessarily scoff at that. Anyway, there's a video of them performing this song Rabbit Heart at Coachella, and at one point it's very, very cool. It cuts out and it's just the piano, and of course I'm piano pilled, right? And they're just doing the boom da 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 do da, and it's very exciting. Okay? Oh, Yusong, you don't get it. We're all apathetic teenagers now, okay? Thinking things is cool? That's pretty cringe, old man. No, thinking things is cringe is cringe. Facts don't care. No. All right, well, our half flush dream is like pretty much dead at this point. Maybe this is just a normal hand. Maybe a nice little Riichi Pinfu if we can swing. If we can swing it. I don't necessarily want to be like up the river without a paddle. I'll gladly keep a green dragon just in case someone else calls Riichi. Like this is one of those hands that's like, uh-oh, we didn't draw anything useful in the first few tiles. We've got to assume that other people have drawn some useful things, right? In the starting hand. Okay, what do we want to see here? We want to see like a 5 or a 7 of characters. And we also want to see a 7 of bamboo. Then we have a nice, not super valuable, but we have a nice Riichi Pinfu. The Dora. The Dora is the Northwind. And Zendaya is Michi. We can't really use the Dora at a time like this. Okay. I'm gonna throw out my save tile. The reason that I'm doing that is because now if we draw into a 4 of circles, we'll be pretty happy. We can even go for a pure straight in the circle suit. Okay, that's interesting. We're 1 tile away from Tenpai right now if we draw into a 4 or a 7. It's not the world's greatest Tenpai, don't get me wrong. And it's not even the world's greatest Senpai. I don't even know if that title really exists for any mortal on this planet. Right Lord opens up their hand with a 4, 5, 6. The Dora gets discarded. What this makes me feel is like a natural woman, but also this is an all simples hand with their pants on the ground. Doesn't look like they're in Tenpai, but they're discarding some good stuff. Maybe they are in Tenpai, and that scares me. That definitely scares me. 5 of characters, very risky. Whoa. Hang on, Yusong. You are like 11 discards in. Other people probably in Tenpai. Let's just fold. We have a very, how do I want to say this politely? Piddly squat kind of a hand. We don't really have a good hand. Also, I caught myself in the monitor just now. Look, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, okay? If you're playing the Yusong Liu bingo for the YouTube video along at home, you know it's not a complete video unless he talks about his hair, okay? Insecurities or vain comments, both are the same. I woke up today and my hair was a little messy and I decided to keep it that way, but I'm now self-conscious. Like, I'm worried that people think that I'm trying too hard. I'm worried, I'm scared that people on the internet are gonna call me cringe. One of the primal fears. Famine, war, teenagers on the internet calling you cringe. Just kidding. I think recently, I've done a lot of growing lately. Not showing. Sorry. Sorry. Hang on. Sorry. Hang on. All right, we gotta find some to save tiles. I don't know why that tore me up. We're 1 tile away from Tenpai, right? Yeah, we're still 1 tile away from Tenpai. I don't know if I can discard this 3 though. How many 4s are visible? 1, 2, 3 4s are visible. Someone could still have a 4, 5. Could someone still have a 1, 2? 1, 2, 3, 4. No one could have a 1, 2, but someone could very much still have a 4, 5. I mean, if they have a 4, 5. I think this, I don't know. Someone could have a pair of these. That was definitely not the right tile to drop. Oh my God, that was not the right tile to drop. Anyway, I've been doing a lot of growing lately, right? What do I mean by that? Oh, I'm in Tenpai. Is this a safe tile? We see all the 3s. No one, oh, I literally drew the Tenpai at the last second. Let's go. Okay. Anyway. So in Los Angeles, there's a epidemic about afoot, okay? 789 mixed double sequence, by the way. Where people are just terrible drivers. I think in this city more than others, because I've lived in smaller towns. I've lived in upstate New York. I've lived, well, mostly just upstate New York. Mostly upstate New York. So on Long Island for a little bit, but that was before I came online, right? That was very, very young. I've lived in China, but that was in the before times, okay? That was before I was 4 years old. Granted, we've gone back to visit, but it's not the same, right? Call me a Ben Folds song, the way I'm not the same. So here's the thing. This could just be a 5-5 and a 6-7. That doesn't hurt that much. I don't know how much weight I should give. No, okay, so this makes things different. Now we have the chance at a pure double sequence. We also have this red 5 burning a hole in our pocket that I don't necessarily enjoy. Honestly, the nut draw right now is another 5 of circles. We have to keep in mind that the Dora is the 4 of circles. Ooh, okay. All right. We're not even 1 tile away from Tenpai, mind you, okay? Mind you. We're not 1 tile away from Tenpai. We're not even 30 seconds until Mars right now. This hand is still gonna need a little bit of elbow grease to get there. That is a great draw. It may be the death of me. Call me that one song that was on the radio. This is the part of me. It might be the death of me, keeping this red 5. I want it to work though. Wow. Sasuga Yusong always draws the right tile in his time of need. So we have to discard the 5, right? Arguably, we just should have done it already. Okay, Right Lord Cheese. They haven't discarded very many circle tiles. There's a first one. It doesn't seem like this is a flush. They probably would have kept the white dragons if this was like a half flush or something. I'm gonna discard the red 5. It's way too spicy at a time like this. What do we want to see? We want to see a 7 of characters. If we see a 7 of characters, this is a disgusting hand. Riichi, red dragon. Yeah, this doesn't matter, right? It looks like it matters because the 2-3 shape looks good, but we need this to be our pair. We could have thrown away the 7-8 in lieu of this, or in order to keep this 2-3 shape, but we risk the zuzziest fur 10 in the world because we've already discarded one of characters. People in this town think that they're so important, right? People think that in this town, they have like, this is my armchair psychologist diagnosis of things, but people think that they're so like, their time is so valuable. They're way more important than everyone. I get to treat people like you know, crud because I drive a nice car, just like real like scummy stuff, you know. Okay, I don't know why people are hesitating around the 1. It makes me very scared. Please, this is a good hand. I don't know. Oh, left lord may be struggling with some McDonald's Wi-Fi. I don't know what's going on here, but I think I've been doing a lot of growing lately in that, or I've gotten older recently, because I try in the past, I would get really upset if people were bad drivers on the road, and I still do. I think it is like, and I still do get upset to some degree, where I'm like, that is just like kind of, you know, that's wrong. You shouldn't endanger other people so you can get to Starbucks faster, like, or your artisanal coffee shop faster. Like you know, that's really wrong. That's really, hang on. Could I have a 789? They could have a 789. That's the scary thing. 999. Call me a German person who is in loud disagreement to something the way I'm going 9. We could deal into Right Lord, but it's an open half outside hand. This is, I don't think I call Riichi here. It's like 15 seconds left in overtime, and I think it would be foolish to call Riichi. They could have a 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna discard the 6 because I don't want to deal. I know how bad this looks, and someone else could deal into us, but and now we know that the 6 is like fine, but oh, very funny, hilarious, even hilarious. We could deal with the 1, 2, 3 into Right Lord because they have a very obvious half outside hand. I mean, they've discarded the 1s and 2s. It doesn't seem super likely. We could win on the door right now. The door is just way too dangerous. I know. What? Oops. Oh, baby. Are we going? Get on your swimming trunks, because we're going under the sea. Ooh, we're slurping up some crabs tonight, okay? We're eating some prawn straight from the river. Okay. Yeah, no, that was great. That's great. So this feels to me, say it with me along at home, okay? I don't care if you're watching this video while you're driving, or don't watch this video while you're driving. But I don't care if you're watching this, you know, listening to this in the background while you're driving. Seriously, don't watch YouTube videos. I mean, you know that, but you know, I mean, I've been in some scary like Uber rides where the driver is just straight up watching a YouTube video. Do you know how unbelievably distracting and dangerous that is? Like that I'm lucky to be alive. Oh my God. Sure, I'll discard this and this. We just want to pawn ourselves into oblivion, and by that I mean into Tenpai. Maybe it's a little premature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, we could. Oh, Right Lord's going for something scary, so maybe we shouldn't have done that. But now we're 1 tile away from Tenpai. If we get to pawn into a 6 of circles, we'll be feeling extraordinaire right now. I can take this Tenpai. It's not a very good one. Right Lord's going for the easiest half flush of all time in the character suit. A Crosslord does not. They're going Honey Badger mode. They don't give a frick. Okay, fair enough. We're hoping to snag this very quick victory, but if we start drawing into some dangerous character tiles, and yeah, okay, we might have to do a little bit of folding here, because I know that the 2 is probably safe. Like, we discarded it recently. A Crosslord, the young Riichi. I can basically call Riichi right back at him. I'm not gonna do so. I'm in first place, there in last place. I don't wanna give up the entire family farm for this, and Right Lord deals it. Good. Go ahead. Exchange your points with one another. Behold, my peons in my kingdom, you know? I've been playing too much Disgaea 4 lately. The protagonist is a really affable, like, tyrant character who makes these loud declarations. Behold, you know, like, just for no reason. It's really, like, good character writing. And so I also want to say things like behold, you know? And, like, why shouldn't I? After all, why shouldn't I? Probably should have discarded the 1. Extremely redundant here. This might not look like it. Could this be the butterfly meme? A 7 pairs hand? I think this, or excuse me, an all simples hand? Oh, geez. You know, the brain's really fried when he's confusing 7 pairs and all simples. I mean, this is not a bad hand. You've heard of bad grandpas? This is not a bad hand. What do we want to see here? Well, we want to see a pair. So honestly, a 5 or a 6 or another 7 or another 8, that'd be pretty good. We could also just straight up call Riichi with this hand. It's like, okay. I mean, we risk the zuzziest Furten, right? We can't exactly wait on a 1-4. We've already discarded a 1. Maybe that's something that we should have considered at the start of this hand, but I think at its infancy, we wanted to throw the 1 away because we had a 3-4 shape in our hand. This is both a boon and a curse. Call me Hades on the first floor. I don't know. I didn't play that much of Hades. It's a wonderful game, don't get me wrong. It's an absolutely wonderful game. What do we do here? I mean, we can just bank on drawing a 3rd 4 of bamboo. That would be way too zuzzy though, right? That would just, come on. The zuzz factors would be, the universe should at least try to hide the fact that I'm the protagonist and everyone else is just a simulated side character, right? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the driving thing. In the past, I would get really upset, but I would let it like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. This hand goes in, dude. This hand goes in. The 1 of bamboo has returned from the war. Now we pawn the south wind and we have a prevalent wind 2 Dora in first place. This is a commanding hand. This is a commanding hand. But now I've grown older. I'm trying not to let it affect me as much, you know? And I think it's possible. Like I've watched a lot of videos online too from this psychologist. I don't know, but he like went to you know, is healthygamer.gg. I've extolled the virtues of a Hello Gamer or Healthy Gamer on this channel before. I recommend him even if you're not a gamer. It's a really good resource for like mental health, and I seriously can't recommend them enough. I don't, like, if someone's driving real bad in traffic, Boston, down by the harbor, like, okay, this is a zuzzy tile. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get rid of this tile. Oh, friends, that is difficult indeed. Oh, this is difficult indeed because someone could have a 4-5 very easily. But they've discarded a 6 and they've discarded a 6. They haven't discarded a 6. They could have a 4-5 so easily. But this is where champions are made. I'm not gonna do it. I'm in first place. This is too close to the door. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I think this is the right move. Sure, I will chi this tile. Go ahead. Call your little Riichi. Fool! Do you think I care about a trifling Riichi? I do. I do care about a trifling Riichi. So, they didn't have a 4-5. They had a 5-6. I was too scared, though. I was definitely too scared. It's a close to the door. Someone could have a 4-2 in their hand, you know? We can check back on South 2 and see if the danger was warranted. But I don't think, even in a vacuum, I don't think that play is necessarily that bad. We're in a nice position, right? Remember, second place is good. Second place is good. Third place is good. Fourth place is Imagine Dragon's voice. Oh, the misery, you know? So we gotta be careful. We choose our battles wisely. 1, 2, 3 mixed triple sequence. Genuine possibility here. Genuine possibility here. What do we want to see? We want to see a pair of the 5s, a 7, or an 8, right? This is feeling pretty good. 1 of circles already discarded. We have to be a little bit careful that not all of our outs get discarded necessarily. And you know, and you know what? I think too, I'm happy that the YouTube channel is growing. I'm like overjoyed that the YouTube channel is growing. But I've realized that like this ability to feel like really angry and really upset, but just to notice that emotion and to let it like pass. It's not saying that you're like devaluing your own emotions. It's like you're honoring them by like, oh, I'm noticing that I'm like really mad and angry, but like you don't let it you don't then make a million decisions based on that. Like based on that, sure, maybe we can get into Tenpai with waiting on a 4 or a 7 as our head. We can get a 1, 2, 3 mixed triple sequence still. How many 1s are gone? How many 2s are gone? Not that many. Can't really do anything about that, unfortunately. We would love to, you know, I guess draw into that. I'm not even sure. We could go for a Riichi Pinfu as well, but it's a tricky situation. The door is the 9 of characters. Nothing around the 9 has been discarded, which makes me think that, yeah, people have got some good hands, or at least they're trying to make the door work. There's a 2, 2, 3. I think I can discard the 7 here, and now if we draw into a 2 of characters, we can just call a Riichi Pinfu. We throw away kind of like a pseudo pair, you know, like the 4 and the 7, like waiting on that for the world to change, but I think this is okay. This ability to notice an emotion and not to let it like affect you too much, I think is really, really important, especially on YouTube, because, you know, most of the comments are like genuinely like so funny, like so funny. I laugh at them. I'm not laughing like at them, I'm laughing with them, and I'm like, that's such a funny yes anding of the bit. And then I show him to my GF, she's also laughing at him. It's incredible. Like it's truly, I'm so like blessed. But then there's some comments that I'm like, you know, you like it. I think a basic form of online literacy should be like, would you say this statement to someone in real life? Like, they sumo as the dealer in South 3. This is looking bad. I'm looking like a fool with my pants on the ground. Okay, this is Riichi Pinfu Sumo Ipatsu Dora. Oh, great. This is a Mangon. Oh my goodness. At least they didn't hit this is a dealer Mangon. At least they didn't hit the aura. Okay. It's gonna be a little bit of it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. But like, I think it is also nice to, you know, develop that skill so you can notice like a YouTube comment and just be like, oh my God, they're having the worst day of all time. And they happened to watch my Mahjong video. And so, you know, that's where it's coming. Don't get me wrong. I think that, you know, before leaving a comment, you should probably like check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because there's like it doesn't even have to be me, right? But like, there's a human being on the other end of that thing. Granted, this human being, great hair, great song parodies. You might think I'm invincible, but no, sensitive soul. I think anyone who is inclined to make things on the internet is probably the same way, you know? 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably 7 pairs. 7 pairs is the most exciting thing with this hand. I mean, we have some shapes to go normal mode with it as well, but I think 7 pairs is the most fun way to play this hand. Wow, 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 wow. 1 tile away from 7 pairs. Holy moly. I mean, 7 pairs Riichi red 5. That's 4 Han right there. We get a sumo. That's a bona fide Mangon. So this is, I mean, no one cares. Maybe people care. Maybe you were at Coachella, right? But I think like my advice to anyone who's making YouTube videos is like you know, prune your bonsai tree regularly. Like, do that S more than you need to, because if you leave like just like a nasty comment that someone like would not say to you in real life, if you know what I mean. There's been some comments that I'm like, oh my god, if you said this to a stranger in real life, you'd risk like being punched in the face. Like I don't know. There's no other way to put it, right? But as you know, because we're online, things are a little bit different. I would love to call a Riichi waiting on the east wind, by the way. That would be definitely certified Zuz right there. The 2 has already been discarded. Let's get rid of it. The 4 is a little bit dangerous, right? Because someone could be waiting on a 5/6 wanting to accept the Dora. So the 4 is not necessarily a good of a tile as we think it is. 2 of characters we'd gladly accept over the 4. It hasn't been discarded yet. Hopefully this doesn't lead us into disaster. They've discarded a 2/3 though, so I don't know what they're going for. Maybe something in the character suit. I'm not exactly positive about that. So what can we do here? If we get into Tenpai, we oh man, I think this is our safest tile. I was gonna say in lieu of that, like probably the one of oh my god, they discard the door and they're fine. The 1 of bamboo is probably the safest tile, right? How many 2s are visible? 3 2s are visible. It's unlikely that they have a 2/3, but it's still certainly possible. Lovely to see a green dragon. How many 3s are visible? 3 3s are gone. No album out. We gotta throw this. That is actually our safest tile. 5 of circles. Thank you for paving the way to myself and to folding. Okay. Northwind, also nice. We should probably get rid of our 5 of circles more. Is there any world where we get into Tenpai? Maybe. Right Lord takes it. This is great news for us, right? Because we were competing with Left Lord for 2nd/3rd place. We don't want this to be a monster hand, but they hit a 6 of circles as the Oradora indicator. They get 1 Oradora. Fair enough. Fair enough. But it's a helpful skill to just notice an emotion, to just click hide, and then to like not try to let it destroy your day, you know? And I just want to say, like, genuinely to everyone leaving funny comments, thank you. Like, you have no idea how this is gonna sound very cheesy and sappy, but like how wonderful it is to be able to experience that. Like just to be on a really zuzzy and silly inside joke that will probably confuse the majority of people, but that in that lies the wonderfulness, you know? Okay, Right Lord, scary hand, or not scary hand, but maybe just like a fast hand. They know that if they get 1,000 points, they end this game in 1st place. Fair enough. We got a 6, 7, 8 mixed triple sequence in our hand. Also fair enough. We don't really want the Dora. I think we just want a, I mean, we need like what, a 3-Han hand in order to, like if we get a direct hit 3-Han hand from a crossword, we could win this one. But it seems like Right Lord is gonna win this hand. It just seems like they're gonna win this hand really, really fast. Would we be content with a 2nd place finish? I think we would. I think we genuinely would. So it's not necessarily the case that the East Wind and the North Wind are 100% safe. Remember, they pawned the Green Dragon, so anything is viable, right? Anything is possible. I'm gonna discard the 4. They could have a 2/3 in their hand, but it's not super duper likely. 1 2 3 4 5. If we wanted to mosey on into Tenpai, we'd discard the 4 of characters. Do we want to do that? No, I think we just want to fold. Like, we can also take this as a 4 5 6. So it's not necessarily like omega folding. It is a semi folding, right? Okay. You've heard about semis in other contexts, but semi folding? Right Lord having to make a difficult decision. We should pay attention to what they discard. They discarded 2. What does that tell me? What? I don't even know. Like, it tells me something, though. It definitely tells me something. Why would they hesitate? Maybe they have a pair of 3s or something? They're on like an all triplets hand waiting on a pair of 3s. They break up a 2-3-3 shape. Yeah, okay, the 3 is a little zuzzy right now. Even though it's hashtag Suji Gaming, it's a little bit too zuzzy for me. They discard a 4, but they hesitated. I think they have something around the 3s. I think they genuinely have something around the 3s. Southwind most likely is safe. Most likely is safe. You've heard of the rapper Most Def, but have you heard of Most Likely? Crosslord pawns the 4. They discard a 5. Interesting. What do I think they have? Maybe like the worst case scenario is a pair of the 4 of characters and a pair of the 3 of circles. Fair enough. Is there any world where I lose second place? Yeah, but like, even if I lose second place, it's not like I'm gonna slide all the way down into 4th place, right? That'd be very unlikely. They discard another 5. They're definitely in Tenpai waiting for something. I can't even discard the North Winds right now. It's a live tile. It's way too scary. It's very scary, Spice. 2 of bamboo is safe. 2 of circles. How safe is this? Right, Lord Sumos. They're out of there. Okay, so I was a liar. I had no idea what they were going for, but they did have something around the 5 of characters at least. And the reason that they emoted is because they avoided the Shadow Realm, aka last place. This is fine, dude. I'm biding my energy to then unleash my power like I'm a TM that you gain from Brock, the gym leader, okay? I'm genuinely pretty happy with the second place. Like, that's all you gotta do, right? Oh, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I don't know why it says that I've voted. I don't know what this is. You want to know what outfit I voted for? Okay, here's the outfit that I voted for. I voted for this one because I like Nadeshiko. I think this is a cool outfit. It definitely has some, like, would I be upset if one of my parents walked in? Like, still a little bit upset for sure. For sure. I think on the rankings, a lot of people are voting for Ichihime for the run back because, you know, everyone has Ichihime. And so, you know, that's like an outfit that you can get. Is there any others that I'm like, Pog? I like this one. You know what? I will, because I'm playing as Hinata right now. It wouldn't hurt if Hinata got a new skin, right? There. We've cast our vote. Claim. Oh, dude, you can get so many votes. Okay, not important. Not important. I want to look at that South 2 round in particular because I was getting, my spidey senses were tingling about that 3 of bamboo discard, and I'm not sure if it was warranted or not. So let's take a look right now. I was too scared to, I could have stayed in, I could have pawned the South one here, gotten into Tenpai by throwing a 3 of bamboo. 3 of bamboo. They have something, I mean, they have bamboo, and they have bamboo, and they have bamboo. So what was I thinking? There's not enough 4s on the table. There are some 6s. People don't have a 4-5, right? They don't have a 4-5. But I was like scared about Left Lord, about having something in the bamboo suit. They haven't. The 8, I mean, the 8 is interesting because the 8 does come from a 5-6 shape, but it can also just be a random one-off discard. If we had noticed that it had come from inside their hand, maybe we could make the read that it's a 5-6. It's interesting to think about. Maybe I think a better player might have been able to make this read if they were really, really focused in. Okay. I mean, it would have been fine, but I don't know. Let me know what you would have done in this situation. I think it's a little too spicy. Even if, like, how many 2s are visible? Someone could still have a 2-4. It's not impossible. It's unlikely, right? In the end game, people probably have some better shapes than this. Okay, let's take a look. I dealt in with this hand. We are like a million tiles in, no album out. I discard the 1 and get into trouble here, I think. No, I discard the 5 and I get into trouble. Try to get rid of my most dangerous tile, but they discarded a 4. It came from a 4-4-6. That's so interesting. Because they could have waited on a 4 of circles and a 2 of bamboo, like a double pair wait. How did they, why? So I guess the 5 of circles, this is an improvable shape, right? They draw into a 3 or they draw into like a 7. Yeah, this is a very improvable shape. But even if you kept the, even if like in this situation, you keep the, the double pair and like discard a 9. You don't have to call Riichi, but like you keep that, discard the 9. Even if you draw something like a 5 of circles, you could still pivot, right? You could still pivot off of it. No, you can't. Because then you'd be in Furton for a 3-6-9. But if you draw something like a 3 of bamboo, maybe you can pivot? No, because you'd be in Furton. I don't know. I would have taken the... I mean, it's not necessarily a bad play. A 5 was just discarded. It's inside Tsuji, so you know that other people probably don't want it. It's an okay play. Let me know what you would have done here. I think this is a really interesting situation. This is a really interesting situation. I'll even screenshot it and maybe ask the Discord. Please remind me if you're watching this long, please remind me because there's a really good players in the Discord. And And I'm curious to see what they would have to say. So what happens here? Under the sea. It's the last tile. Red dragon, way too dangerous to discard. They don't know that I have a triplet. They're thinking that someone has a pair. The 4 was literally just discarded. I was so scared of discarding this 3 of bamboo too, though. I don't know if it was right. Like, maybe it was just better to discard the 3 in this case. Yeah, like I folded here. I did a little bit of folding. A crossguard has a pair of the 6s. Left Lord's waiting on an 8 of bamboo. Why was I so scared about this? Well, 3 5s are shown. Someone could still have a 4-5. It's definitely possible. And no 3s and no 6s have been discarded. There's not a lot of... I don't know. Someone could very well still have a 4-5. It's not super likely. But I think it was okay to do this. I don't know. I don't even know what was right to do in this situation. Maybe just throw the 3. If I'm willing to throw the 6, maybe I throw the 3. It's unlikely that they have a 1-2. But I'm probably thinking like... Honestly, I don't know what I was thinking here. Let me know what you would have done in this situation too. Wow, we got super, super lucky. This was unbelievable luck. Because the 6 probably should have dealt us in. I'm not gonna lie. But like what? I don't know. In a closed environment, like it doesn't matter what other people have. Like in this kind of environment, what would you have discarded? Let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely so curious to hear you out. And as a crossroad, I probably would have done the same thing. Throw the door. The red dragon's a little too spicy. So you have a half flush. You're in Tenpai for a 3 of characters. You have oh, this is a manga on hand. Yeah, I would probably chase here. It really hurts. Like it really hurts. You have a Mongon, and it gets you into first if you win this hand. I probably, like, this is one of those times where you maybe have to chase and give a little salute and say, tonight we died in hell, right? So you win Prevalent Wind, Green Dragon, half flush. That's 500. 500, 8,000 points. Gets you into first place, or very, very close to first place. Could fold. Don't get me wrong. You could definitely fold here. These 2 tiles are probably safe. Would you still be happy with 3 Han? I don't know. That's really hard to say because there's no guarantee that you get back into Tenpai. I'm saying that this is probably safe, and then with the amount of 4s and 3s available, you can also throw the 2s. You can even go Suji gaming here. It's hard to say because you pay out. You pay out a disgusting hand. It's Ipatsu as well. Maybe just to avoid Ipatsu. I mean, I can feel other people disagreeing with me, but that's okay. Would I have folded here? They're at last place. They might just have a nothing hand though, and you have a Mongon. I think when you have a Mongon, you gotta go for it. I think you gotta go for it. I think if you look into Dana Chiba's Riichi Book 1, when to fold and when to push, I think that's a situation where you probably would have pushed. Wow, they had a very similar hand to the hand that we had. So a crossword called Riichi, and then you chase the Riichi. Interesting. Interesting. You're waiting on a 6-9. Wow. Okay, I like this kind of aggressive play. It doesn't get you into trouble. The 9 of circles gets you into trouble, though. What were they waiting on? They were waiting... Wow, so they were waiting on a 7-8. They were waiting on a 6 or a 9. The same as you, by the way. The same as you. And they had all the 8s, but no one else knew that they had all the 8s, so it's interesting. Other people don't have like 7 8s in their hand. They can't, so it's hard for them to use the 9s, I suppose. That's a good Riichi. I think that's a good Riichi. All right, that's gonna do it for today's game. Spent a lot of time in the logs just chit-chatting between friends. All right, fair enough. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment. It helps out the channel a lot. Thank you for 2,900 subs again. There's bonkers. You can also subscribe if you want to. New videos every day, and I stream on Twitch Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Link is down below in the description at 4 p.m. PST. You can also find us in the Discord or the VODs channel. I hope to see you there. Until next time, please take care of yourself, and please be kind to yourself, okay? And I'll talk to you soon. Peace.